Hello there, folks. Hey, this is Joe Wazoo here. Hey, I thought it was about time I did a review of the new Orion Cooker 3.0 design that came out, I think, end of last year, early this year. So this is the new design that they've come out with on the Orion Cooker, and compared to the old design, which is still an awesome product, by the way. But the big difference here is the old design. You have your charcoal that goes around the bottom here, and that's about the only big difference compared to the new design, which is you put the charcoal down below. And so you have the fuselage that sits on top of it, and all your charcoal goes here. Still got your charcoal on top. You still get all the great attachments that come with the original one. You get your 3 trays, your poultry holder, your rib holders, puller. The pan on the new one is a little bit different design. It has a little bit standoffs down below, and you put the wood chips below that. That's about the only real design difference on that. And you get a 4th tray that goes on the bottom, which I'll show you here in a second. So that's the new design there. And I thought I'd just go through a little slideshow of us using it for the last couple weeks here. So if I open up here, I'll just show you my pictures. So here's the fuselage. Shows you what I've got here. I've already used it a number of times. And in this case, this is it sitting here. So let's go through, let's go through the fuselage here. So here's the bottom of the unit. This is where you put your charcoal, and you're going to take the smaller tray. There's a little smaller tray. It has a little black washer on it. It's trying to tell you it's a smaller tray, and you have some little standoffs, almost like the same standoffs you had for the racks inside the cooking chamber, but they go on here, and that takes this thing and lets it alleviate off the bottom about an inch or so. So you put all your charcoal on that particular unit inside the thing there. And then on the design, you get these little standoffs that I got on here. And these little standoffs allow the fuselage, the cooking chamber, to elevate off just enough to let the heat go up around the side of the unit like the old design. So in this case, there's a picture of little standoffs. They just slip on and off here. You get 4 of them with the unit. Now, because I'm more of a power user, and I use this thing all the time, because I teach classes all the time, I think I used it, I cooked last year 30 classes with ribs. So we did about 180 racks of ribs in the old design, and the new one I really like because of the size difference. But anyway, these little clips. One thing I did on mine, because I'm a power user, is I took the clips and I drilled a hole through the stainless steel. You got to use tungsten bits to get through. This is some pretty hard metal, but I did that, and then I bought a little I don't know if I call it a little rope here that I tied them all together. That keeps them together for me, so that way I don't lose them as often as I thought I would. So that's what it's looking like right there. There's the other pan in the background. But you put your charcoal in the bottom. Now, they say to use match-like charcoal. I still use Kingsford, and I just douse it heavily with lighter fluid beforehand. But the trick is in this thing, you got to light the charcoal in the bottom, and then you got to let it sit for about 10-15 minutes before you want to put it, make it so it gets all white before you put the cooking chamber on here. So what I do in class, and I still believe in the trash can, so I'll go ahead and light this up, go ahead and get that thing started, and then I'll put the trash can over it to help that charcoal get nice and white in there. And then after about 10-15 minutes, then I'll put the fuselage on. Now, while I'm waiting for this to do that, like I said, I'll wait for the charcoal to get nice and white. I'm going to go ahead and put in my food into the cooking chamber. Now, even though this picture shows it on here, I don't normally do that. But in this case, I got the ribs here. And then what I do, team, is I actually put chicken down below. I don't do any dry rub on the chicken, but the 6 racks of ribs hang on there. And then once I do that, I'll put the tap on. Well, I'll put the fuselage on her. It sits on her like this. Like I said, it gets a nice heat that comes up around the unit and works great for me. You don't have to use the trash can, although I'm a huge advocate of the trash can because I cook in windy, rainy, snowy environments all the time. So I just use the trash can. Speaking of the trash can idea, if you already have a trash can, in the old design, it would sit on the lip down below. With the new one, there's no lip. So what I did is I just went to Lowe's or Home Depot, and I bought like a little piece of strapping for roofing material or something. Something that has like a 4-inch bottom, and these arms I set that down below on the charcoal on top, and then light it. I've done 4 cooks already with it. I mean, this thing's cheap, $5 anyway, but it seems to take the heat. It's galvanized. You can do whatever you want. If another colleague was talking about putting bolts here or something, I just want something I can put my trash can over that sits on it, and that's all this is here, a little add-on. So there's the fuselage. I got the top lid here. At this juncture, I'll take that whole thing and set it on top of the whole thing, and then I'll set the trash can on the top like you see here. So once I do that, I'll set it and I forget it like normal. That's what we do. We just set it and forget it on this unit. Now I still on mine, I also cook sausage in here. My sausage is pre-cut or pre-cooked. So about the hour, I usually go an hour, two. I cook for 2 hours, but about the hour time part, we'll take this apart and quickly take the lid off for 10 seconds and throw them sausages in there. But here's my colleague, helped me out the other day with this. So here he is, he's about to take the lid off. You can see here from this picture how it alleviates off the bottom here. Still lets it breathe, but anyway, it's sitting on here, it's taking off the lid. And you can see here, I put a aftermarket temperature probe on top. I took it from an old grill, threw it on here just for laughs. But you can see right here, team, the inside of the chamber is about 250 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what the arrow shows here. So that's what I want to see in this thing. You still get all the nice smoke on the bottom. I like the little runners on the side that sizzle. It just smells so good. And here we are taking the lid off, so you can see you get the same performance you had before with this unit. There's all the food cooked inside the chamber. Here we are in front of the crowd, students at the class we're teaching this week. So here is the chamber with the meat. You can see the bones are showing. That's what I like to see when I cook ribs. I like to see the bones showing. I sometimes like to say, I like to see a rack fall apart. My buddy that was helping this week, he likes to have where you have to pull off the bone. So we did a little bit shorter cook on this one. I think we did about 1 hour and 50 minutes or so compared to my usual 2 hours. But nonetheless, super tender. You can see here he's taking off the ribs. And if you look down the bottom of the chamber, you can see there's the little sausages and then the chicken. So we'll take the ribs out, put them on a little tray, and then we'll scoop the sausage out, and then we'll also pick up the chicken. The chicken has no, I didn't put any rub on or anything, just the meat drips on it, and it makes it all so delicious. And then here's the final results. You can see here, this is from one day this week. We cooked 6 racks of ribs. We got sausage in there, and I have about 3 or 4 sleeves of chicken breast in there with the skin on, is what I cooked in this case. That's one day's cookings, and then here's the other day's trays, and it was delicious this week. So I can't tell you enough how cool the new design is. If I go back to the beginning here, my guy that helped this week, he really loved the new design because it's so easy to clean up. You literally take the top, pour it in here, and the charcoal goes away. You just dump this. You don't have to do anything. It's so much easier. Another added benefit to the new design that you may not know about, but you can take these clips off, and your inside trays that come with the unit can sit on the top of here. So if you want to do grilling of steaks or hamburgers for a camping trip, you can take this thing along now, and you could use it for grilling other things that you couldn't do with the old design. So that's pretty nice that you get an added benefit there to do some charcoal grilling on there if you want to. So easy cleanup. The other thing I like about the new design too is since the chamber is completely separate, where's the picture of this? You can take this easy to take it to your utility sink and clean out. Oh, it's so light and fits in the back of the car. Really nice and easy for me for travel. So it's a little bit smaller shape and it's easier to work with. I really like the new Crimson 3.0 design. I'm still using the lid from the old one. It fits the same. The chamber comes with the new one and all the same internals. So it's a nice new addition for the design of the new Crimson 3.0 cooker. I really recommend it. Hey, thanks a lot, folks. Have a great day.